welcome to the NDD Raid School session on Assassination Rogue Rotation. If you don't learn your rotation correctly, you will always be lower DPS, and when you get to a boss fight with more difficult mechanics, your DPS will really show that you don't know your rotation. In this case, you are now being carried through the fight and essentially letting the rest of the raid 9-man the boss. To avoid this situation, simply take the time to learn your rotation correctly and practice it on a training dummy at least once a week on your off days. This will ensure that you can focus on the boss mechanics since your rotation is already in the back of your mind. I do this with most of my 10 characters each week, and if I can manage 10, you can certainly manage at least one character. To start, I'm going to show you how to make some beneficial macros for an Assassination Rogue. These will be mainly to use your trinkets that have use effects and to get your tricks of the trade out as you need it. Alright, the first one I use is I use a trinket with my mutilate. My first mutilate will pop my trinket. So we're going to do a new macro. I'm going to type in something that represents the spell and then leave this question mark icon chosen so that we can choose the tooltip that we wanted to show. Alright, so in the first line we're going to do that by #show tooltip, all one word, space, and then the name of the spell, in this case mutilate. On the next line we're going to use the trinket, so we're going to type /use space and then shift click the name of the trinket in that you're going to use. It'll appear right there, and when you use this ability it'll use the trinket. And then on the next line we're going to /cast mutilate. Alright, when we pull that down to our bar and close this interface thing, it shows up as mutilate icon. The other macros that we're going to use are tricks of the trade. I make one for the tank when I need to give him threat, such as at the beginning of the fight, or maybe somewhere in between if a new ad comes up or something, and I'm going to make one for another rogue, because with a 2-piece tier 10, rogues can trade tricks to get 15% more damage and 15 energy, and not gain extra threat, since they're both trading threat. So the one for the tank is going to go show tooltip, tricks of the trade, /cast, and then open a bracket, target equals focus, close bracket, tricks of the trade. Now when I get into a raid, I ask who the main tank is, or I figure it out, and then I focus that person. To focus, my button is H. You can set it for whatever button you want in your interface menu. So I'm going to target the tank, hit H, and there's my focus that pops up right there. Just get this out of the way. You don't really need to see the tank. It's just there for the macro to send tricks right to the tank when you click it, or when you use it. The other tricks macro is for the other rogue. So it's going to be the same #show tooltip, tricks of the trade, but on the next line it's going to be /cast. Instead of target equals focus, target equals the name of the rogue that you're giving tricks to. So this is going to be when you get into a raid, you find another rogue with 2-piece tier 10, and you type their name in there, and you make sure that they're trading tricks with you. Or if you just use it on them, they're going to get extra damage, and they're going to get all your threat, and they're probably going to pull threat.